imagine if an equation was slightly off, if the equation was slightly off, say the cure. If there was a cure and it was held in the Bible, there's a small section there, the story of Jesus Christ. And what if that particular story, from the start to the beginning, there's a discrepancy, a little bit perverted, say, because perverted away from perversion just means, well, that's not the truth. That's kind of upside down and inside out. Um, because we're looking at a cure to to a lot of things: illness, getting too old and not liking that, and then dying, not liking that, and thinking that dying is real and you're going to lose everything, and then or something, whatever we think, if there's a cure to this disease called thinking, perhaps somebody was here embodying the very example of that. God, I'm getting complicating. All I'm trying to do is just, okay, now let's talk about storytelling and how there could be something wrong if it was an equation that said, no, this is the cure. Just remember this, okay? Um, that Jesus Christ was a woman. And the story, according to witnesses, which were very few, right? Because it's really hard to find a good witness amongst the population of narcissists who they are closed accounts with reality. So the truth is a complete miss. And now you have the word abracadabra, what they say goes. And just going through that kind of ritual or ceremony, and she says, I'm going to sacrifice myself so you may see this. I mean, gosh, thanks a lot. Whoa, really? Whoa, and then what? And do not pass judgment on anybody, really. You never judge, not even a murderer. And this means you do not put people in front of the judge courthouse who claims that you can tell the truth, when really the truth is an experience that you have that's way beyond mind, thought, and even words. And then it's like, then what are you going to do? And everybody, even elementary, really, I think in tribes, they know it's like, you don't just listen to somebody and believe them. You know, there's something else happening that is more complex as far as why we'd even open our mouths. And a lot of it really is, okay, this is so hard to talk about because we're looking at two different worlds, and one world would live on lies and words that can only be a pastime, are taken as that life, a life that will prove that something is happening when it's not, and there you go, there's the lie, and it's abracadabra somehow, you know, you can get really encapsulated in all of that lie, which is the mind and its thoughts compared to the truth and reality, and talking people who think you should know something. Really, who is there? Is there the listener who says, hey, I know something and I want to see if they know something? Because, well, these words, babes, the word know has the word now in it, and the only organ that is capable of engaging with the reality of reality, which is this moment now, is the heart. It's amazing. It's bliss. It's way beyond mind. It's like, whoa. Breathe and get into your heart space. I mean, listen to me, I have 5, 6 planet in air with a Venus that's ruled by Mercury, and I have Mercury conjunct Uranus, Aquarius, with my moon in Aquarius. I'm very airy. And they say that, well, their heart's in their brain. What are you going to do? But no, you can't do that. You have to see. At least I have a Venus and Earth. That is my heart orientation, which is very grounded. It's grounded in Virgo, which is Even though it's Mercury ruled, it's in Earth. And so Virgos, okay, oh God, people, we want to talk about astrology, the Virgin. The Virgin. What does Virgin mean? I was trying to talk about the original equations. What would virgin water be to you? See, people are giving these terminologies and even metaphors that are used, like the mother with a capital M, father with a capital F, self with a capital S, ego with a capital E. That's a metaphor. Once they start capitalizing it, they're saying, you know what, it's not really this, but it's like this. And the only reason why that's happening that there is metaphors, alternatives, is because you haven't had the experience yet. Not even of this world, right? It's like, it's not of the world. You need a metaphor now to point at something beyond that which your mind has been holding on to just for safety, really. So, God. Past Sunday here, and I'm having Mercury on my at 6 degrees. It's just wisping through and talking about the ambulance, but we're going to have a retrograde. It doesn't go all the way back to 6 degrees. It just goes to 16 degrees. So we'll start hitting retrograde shadow of Mercury in Aries by the, pardon me here, it's trippy the way that both of the six degrees amongst the decads, um, 6 or 16 disappears. It just takes hardly 15 hours for it to hit, and it kind of is in between days here. And for me, I'm supposed to be communicating. Something is already communicating, and I need to be quiet more and let the divine communicate. See, things have gone on, and the thing is okay. No, let's get back to the trial that Jesus was put on trial and said that, by the way, I'm sacrificing so you can see plainly what has happened here. And look, you have a system that will kill the truth and keep a murderer alive. Because here's the truth, babes. You don't pass judgment on those murderers until the monetary system is abolished, and that whole system um, of the lie that includes the courtroom. Isn't that weird? Because then you would just know. I mean, you don't have a fake God either who twists everything around and says now starts commanding or demanding things of you when that are natural. They say they're basically like the Ten Commandments. They say something like, "You shall drink clean water. You will eat foods that are not poisonous to you, and you will not feed poisonous foods to each other." Who needs to be told that? Nothing that is living healthy and left alone and to grow needs to be told that. Not really. No, not even birds. You look at it, some people think, oh, don't feed your chickens this and that. Babes, your chickens are eating things because they can pretty much eat anything. If it wasn't, I'll take that back. Maybe there's carcinogens and stuff, but I'm talking about the stuff that they find in nature. It will scream at them. No, this is poisonous, like poisonous bugs and bushes and stuff. I don't know. I'm probably just going too forward, and so but help yourself with this conversation um, by taking the stuff that's that's nourishing. I love me too, by the way. That's why I record the damn thing. It's like, well, people that love themselves, they should start recording, and that's not a narcissistic thing. You want to talk about narcissists? Your favorite fucking subject matter? They don't love themselves. They can't. They genuinely loathe and hate themselves. When they look in the mirror, they don't like what they see. And this is where I'm going to back off, because I don't like picking on these people. See, what we really don't like are the ones that they're looking at it differently. They're looking at it differently. They don't see the light of God when they look up into their own eyes. They see a tool that the devil has gotten a hold of that is like, I have power, and they give themselves the power that is it's not real power. And having said that, I don't think real power exposes itself here. If it does the right thing by staying in power, and it leaves behind a legacy, a story like that story of Christ Jesus. And the only way to really make it become a cure is to know the right equation. And I say that it's obvious. Jesus Christ was a female. I'm not saying that to say, oh, because we are the leaders and you're... No. There's a chance for there to be a human civilization, and it just hasn't happened yet. We are sitting not even in the stance of awareness of the way that we have to be more and more alive and in resonance. See, the days of Jesus, the real story goes, the true gospel goes, that, it's good news across the board. See, you never hear this good news. They killed it. They killed the truth. It's good news. The truth is bad news to the people that are refusing to learn anything. They don't want to get out of their minds. They hang on to the ego. Basically, they are running little children that are getting away with a power trip, a very dirty form of plugging into energy, quite possibly coming from the human source. Now, I'm going to point at women again and say, excuse me, but do you know what to do with, particularly when you have a little boy? Very, very complicating, and this is where the tribe needs to come in and realize, no, we have an army, and they are called men. And who do they work for? Who do they work for? God? The one you hung on the cross over there, the one that I'm saying it was a woman. Of course. End of court.